What's up, everyone? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. Before we begin, reach deep inside, grab your emotions, and throw them away. You'll be able to read the charts a lot better. I always state, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, guys. Quit paying attention to news. That's going to skew your view of the markets if you're trying to learn to read charts, period. That's period. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's talk about what we've been watching here. Seems to still be playing out beautifully as a big head and shoulders. Here is our left shoulder, our head, and our right shoulder. Our measured move of that is around the 34,000. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'll have to answer that later. But anyways, sorry about that, guys. Before we go any further, don't forget, scroll down, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you tick that notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. So this is what we're looking for still. Of course, this gets invalidated if we break this trend line, which if we did it in the next day or two would be around 45.7. But as of right now, I'm still looking for that 34,000, somewhere in that range. And we'll talk about the counts and look at the two bearish possibilities, and then there's always a bullish possibility. As of right now, you guys know I don't believe anything is. I tell you what, if we cross this trend line, I'll maybe start to look at a little bullish. But I've stated before, and I made a lot of people mad, I think we've seen 53,000 for the last time for a few years at least. So anyways, this is what I'm looking at right now, and let's take a look at the big picture. We've had this chart forever. If this was to play out, let's take a look at real quick where we're at with the Fibonacci retracements. Obviously, we got our rejection up here at the golden pocket zone, and we are now back above the 0.382 fib. I think next time we break below that, it'll probably be a pretty swift move down. And if you look here, looks like we might create another head and shoulders here. Depending, but again, we'll take a look at that here in a minute. But if this was to play out like this as an A, B, C, you guys know my wave count. There was 5 waves here, 3 waves here, working on 5 waves down now. I made some tweets this morning about the Elliott wave count. If you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you do that. I'm at CryptoSavvy1. We just broke 10,000 subs the other day. I'm sorry, 10,000 followers on Twitter. I appreciate that, guys. So anyways, what we're looking at here, this is if it goes straight down. We have another way to look at the count as we make a triangle at the top like we have in the past, and we'll take a look at that also. But if this was to go, it would, the one-to-one extension would be around 16.5. Those of you that watch the channel think I know that I think there's a very good possibility we go much lower than that, possibly down to the 9,500 area. It's still a possibility, of course, unless this turns around and breaks this green trend line, which you guys know would make me bullish. If you guys are interested in trading and you don't want to be on the scammy exchanges with the scam wicks, the ones that trade against you, definitely check out PrimeXBT, my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. And if you go to my homepage, there is a PrimeXBT tutorial that does show you how to adjust your leverage and where to put my promo codes. And the links are down below, guys, if you want to check out my affiliate links. Let's get into it. So, as you guys know, we looked at this as distribution back in March. We called this distribution, looking for a huge drop. And if you look over here, this just looks like redistribution. We talked about getting a bounce in June. If you guys watched my videos in the past, a bounce in June to August, September, that I had said that would be a good place to long. If you wanted to long, I did not long. I don't long in a bear market. Just my rules. I'm going to stick to them. They do me well so far. But anyways, and that did happen just as we expected, a big bull trap here. We were calling that months and months and months ago. But anyways, that's where we're at now. Right now, our line of support here is at 42.9. The next time we break below that, could get very ugly for Bitcoin. And here's another way to look at that as a fractal that we've been watching. Same thing, guys. Seems to be playing out beautifully. Now let's take a look at the daily chart. I want to stress this, guys. If you guys haven't checked out my EMA strategy, go to my homepage on YouTube. There's a few tutorials right here. One of them is the EMA strategy. That's what we're going to look at now. And as you can see, if we don't get back above this 55 EMA, which is going to be around 44,800, if we cannot get back above that in the next few days, we are going to get the EMA sell signal. But remember, the sell signal is once this 55 or this 21, which is the blue trend line here, crosses the 55, you go by the next candle. Like when this crosses, we'll have a candle that lines up with the cross. The following candle has to open and close below the 8 EMA. If that happens, we get a daily sell signal, and the daily sell signals are very powerful. You can see our last one was up here, right around 52,000. We got that sell signal and we went all the way down. So that's something to be watching out for, guys. Let's take a look at some counts here. So this is the count I was talking about. If we don't get the C straight down, we could get something like this. And we've had this count in here for a while. That wave 3 would get us down to approximately 31.7. But this could end up being just a big A, B, C, D, E. We'll keep an eye on this. But as of right now, guys, pretty sure this is going to play out more like this, because I do believe this will be an extra chance once we get down to these, 28 to 30,000 lows again, get another bounce, get everybody super bullish again so they can sell into them at a little bit higher price and then take it down from there. So this may take, it could take to the middle of next year sometime. As it plays, we'll keep an eye on it. But as you can see, we've dropped back below this daily trend line on the RSI, and we're still remaining below it. That's pretty damn bearish. So if we did get this drop here, this would be, we are in the third wave, in my opinion. And then we'll have 4 up and then 5 down. The 4 up would get us back up to about 38,000. Remember, I do expect to bounce around 38,000. Reason being, that will be a 1-to-1 extension here to make it look like this was an ABC, and then we're going to continue up. Let's go into... So this is the count as I'm looking at it. If you guys been following along here, let me go into the 4-hour. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier to fit it on here. So we had our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down, ABC up, and looking like we are making a 1, 2, working on 3 down. Now this morning I talked about 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, what did that mean? Let me show you. That gets invalidated, of course, if we break this 45,100 range. But what I was talking about, as you can see, this would be the macro wave 1 down of A, and then 2 up. And then in 2, after 2, we start wave 3, but we need 5 waves down again. So then if you look at the blue here, we have 1, 2. So there's 1, 2. And then 1, 2 of 3. And then if we zoom in a little more, we have another 1, 2 here, guys. That's about as bearish as it gets in the charts if this plays out the way I suspect. So here would be our next 1, 2. And that would be the macro count of the third wave if that makes sense to you. I hope it does. It would be the third. This would be a subwave, 3 waves. And then this would be the wave 1, 2 of the subwave of the subwave. I hope that's not too confusing. If you guys don't understand Elliott Wave, there's a free PDF file in the Discord group. There's a link down below in the description. People will tell you where that's at. It's on a pinned message up there. But it'll help you learn to understand it. You're not going to understand it in a day. You're not going to understand it in a month. It takes years to learn. And you don't want to depend on just one thing like Elliott Wave. I like to combine a lot of different things. Elliott Wave, Wyckoff method, just regular trend line, support and resistance, patterns. It all helps out. Once you have confluence, then it will help you get a lot further in it. But as you can see on the 4-hour, let's get some of this stuff off here. On the 4-hour, we are getting support on the 21 and 13 EMA, which are around the 43.22. And as you can see, there's a high volume node right there. If we break below that, our next stop is going to be around that 41.3. But if we break back above the 55, we could go as high in the 4-hour, as high as the 54.5 range, which is the 200 EMA. We'll see what happens here, but overall, still bearish. If you guys haven't checked out my wife's webpage, inkyorimage.com, please do. There's a link down below in the description also. A lot of cool stuff on here. She can put anything you want on any of this stuff, whether it be family pictures or sayings or your favorite projects or whatever. Another thing I wanted to talk about real quick was everybody is so hyped on Bitcoin, and 90% of it is hype. I bet you it's probably 90%, if not higher, of the people in Bitcoin and altcoins have no idea what it really is. They just follow what they hear about it and they think they're going to get rich. So think about that for a minute. All right, let's get into the bigger picture here. Don't forget to smash the likes, guys. Remember, if we get to 2,000 likes on this video, tomorrow I will do, in tomorrow's video, I will do an altcoin of your choice in depth. So if you can get it to 2,000, let's do it. So if you look down and we're not at 2,000, make sure you hit the likes if you're watching after this live. And if you do see 2,000, hit them anyway. So look at the parabolic. The parabolic arcs we have drawn in here, you can tell in 2014, it broke. In March 14, we started our bear market. If we go over here to 2018, when we broke the parabolic arc, we started our bear market. So I had this one in here, which we broke back here in May, and I've called bear market. Now I drew another trend line in for the bulls to still have hope. And what did we do? We broke that also, guys. That was the bear's last hope. That was what my thumbnail's about. I do believe it was the bear's last hope there. We'll see what happens, but it's looking pretty ugly. I had said in many videos before that if this broke, the bears should quit saying we're going to 100,000, but they still continue to say it, so it is what it is. The bear market barrier indicator, looking ugly, looking very ugly. As we talked about it before, every time we come up and test this middle red trend line here after a high, that is it shows we're going into the bear market, just like we did back here in 2018 and like we did back here in 2014. Once we came back and retested that, we never went back to it either time. This is the dollar index overlaid over the Bitcoin chart. You guys know my thoughts on that. If you're looking for a good place to buy Bitcoin, it's the next time the dollar hits this trend line up here. Every time the DXY hits that trend line, Bitcoin bottoms. Every time it bottoms, Bitcoin tops. We've talked about that many a times. And here's the dollar index, still looking bullish. If you ask me, we're above all our EMAs up here, getting support on top of them all. It does look like it's ready to do a huge bounce. If we draw a trend line right here off of these peaks, next time we break this trend line on the 4-hour, it is going to be a pretty massive move up, and that will probably coincide with Bitcoin moving down. And if we look at the Dow, I'm still bearish on the Dow. Let's see where this closes today. Does look like it is, if we close lower than 34.9, then we're going to make bearish divergence there. Look for another leg down. We'll see what happens. Gold, you guys know my big picture on gold. It has not changed. Silver, same thing. Big picture hasn't changed. Litecoin, this is something I discussed in yesterday's members live video. Litecoin had a sell signal yesterday at last night's close. A lot of times, Litecoin can be a leading indicator of Bitcoin and the others. Litecoin has led the markets a few times, but as you can see, we did get that sell signal here for Litecoin, so that probably is going to roll over to Bitcoin, in my opinion. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum's probably got another few days at least, maybe a week before you get a sell signal, as long as it doesn't get back above the 31.55 on a daily. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. Be careful, and let's get into the chat, see what you guys got to say. El Toro, you mean bulls, not bears. Yeah, did I mix it up? a lot of times I will mix it up. It's kind of hard talking to yourself doing videos, so yeah, the Bulls' last hope. Sorry guys, the Bulls' last hope, not the Bears. Savvy, what's the general time frame you are thinking for reaching 32K? It could happen anytime. Could take weeks. Time is the hardest thing to judge, and like I said, it all depends on which way this is going to play out. Is it going to play out like this, like a zigzag, or is it going to play out something like this? And that's the question. Let me get this out of the way so you can see it more clear. So this could just be another ABC here too, but we'll keep an eye on it. Why hodl now? Short and then hodl your returns. Makes no sense to buy now. Said crypto update. How long you estimate for a final bottom? A lot of that depends on traditional markets, guys. If the traditional markets go in a multi-year bear market, it's going to get real ugly for crypto. I noticed there's 655 people watching, only 388 likes. Apparently, I need to teach you guys how to smash the likes. So let's go over to here, to the video. Go under the video and smash this thumbs up right there. Right under the video. That is how you hit the likes. If you're on a mobile, exit the chat. Exit the chat and hit the like button and then get right back in. You will not miss anything. If you are on Google TV, down in the bottom left-hand side of the TV, there is a more options button. Hit that and then hit the like button. I can see like 100 of you hit since I said that. I appreciate it. You guys rock. On Twitter, you said 53K, not for a couple of years. I just said that again in the video. I think that was our, and here's why I think it's for a couple of years. Let me show you. If this was to play out, where is it at? Right here. Then it should not get back above 53 again for years to come, in my opinion. FG, the impulse wave goes from 29K to 53K, but the Elliott wave, the adjustment B wave, is not an impulse. Yeah, right here, this is not an impulse. The ABC, that is a correction. This was 5 waves down, impulsive. Hey Savvy, ABCDE wave. Is there a possibility to go up from D or E? Right here, ABCDE. There's a possibility that could happen. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it. It depends on how it forms. It doesn't matter where the price goes. It's how it gets there. I've tried to explain that as best I could. Doesn't matter where it goes. It's the path it takes to get there that tells you what the next likely path is. Bitcoin is very bullish once it crosses above the 45K. What would be convincing you for a bull run of Q4? Pretty much nothing, but I guess for starters, we would have to break this area here. That's for starters. But guys, it's looking pretty damn bearish. I'm pretty confident in this playing out again, unless we break this top up here. Paul A got a 180K car for free. The moon dumb money. Right on, Paul. BTC going down at the moment. Of course it is. Let's try 42K, Sue. What do you think of the falling wedge forming? I don't think that's a falling wedge, to be honest with you. If it is, it could just be a leading diagonal. So this would be wave 1. Then we get a wave 2 up and then continue down. If that's the case, then it's most likely just going to really be straight down with no triangle. Hey Savvy, are we having a copy of the 2017 bull run? I believe so. I think we had a copy of it and it ended right here. When this is like 2018. where the price continues down. Lots of bullish news. That's why I just say don't pay attention to the news, because in 2018 we had some of the most bullish news ever. Just for those that haven't seen it, let's just show you how some of the things in the market work and people just don't want to believe. When I made this video back on March 24th, people called me crazy. I was getting just rude comments, all kinds of crazy, nasty comments, but this is what I had said. And mind you, the price was right around, I think, 50,000, somewhere in there. And it was March 24th. Now listen, what it would look like if it plays out and we go to that 63 or 64,000. Now I was the very first one to start talking about wick off, and this video only has like 3,200 views, and there was somebody that copied the wick off talking about it way back here way after the top was in and got like 100 and some views. So that didn't do anyone any good. It had already played out. So let's take a look at
what's up, guys.
Another thing here. So we were talking about this all the way back, and people say, yeah, you didn't catch the bounce. For one, I don't long in a bull market, but I explained exactly when that would happen, and it was right about here. That makes this extremely bearish, in my opinion, because this would be wave. This video was on May 18th. The price was 43,700, which, like I said, around June, towards maybe middle end of June. No way to really tell exactly where. And so this was on May 18th. Middle to end of June, expect a bounce, a bull trap. Listen, again, guys, this will bounce around for a little bit, but if this does happen, look for a nice bounce in June. Might be a good time to long for another a wave B. Now the wave B should go like an ABC. Maybe we'll get up to the 41, back down to the 30, and then back up to maybe the 51, 52,000 range. That 51 to 52,000 range, and then back down. That'd be sometime in August. Sometime in August, guys. That was pretty damn close. So anybody that's talking crap, saying that it was wrong, I'm wrong, blah, blah, blah. We've called this whole freaking move for months and months and months and months and months. Gold went up several times as the ETF in the early 2000s, same as BTC in October. That's funny that you say that, FG, because they thought the same exact thing about ETF getting revealed in 2018 and 2019. Same exact shit. It gets kind of old listening to the same excuses over and over, and the same thing just happens. It continues down. Where exactly was your 41K target if we break 43.2 because we just broke it? What? Where was your 41K target? Oh, you're talking about, we were talking about this right here. That is, we have not broken this. Have we broke it? Yeah, we broke this trend line. So most likely, if this holds as resistance now, we're most likely going to be looking down towards that 34 to 32 target. This is my ultimate target here, guys. You guys know I've been short for a very long time. I've added to my shorts yesterday. Yeah, I don't know how much more clear to put this stuff. Hey, Savvy, on the 4-hour chart, could you interpret the forming pattern after the drop as a W? No, I don't. They thought this was a W here too. They try that shit all the time. This they thought was a W. You can see what happened after. W's and M's, that's for the alphabet in kindergarten. I don't use W's and M's. Well, anyways, I wanted to get a quick video out to you guys. Thank you to those that took a second out of your life and hit the like button for me. I do appreciate that. Do not forget to check out the links down below to help support the channel. Also, free Discord link down below. And don't forget to give me a follow on Twitter. Let's try to get to 15,000 followers on Twitter. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Happy trading, and I'll see you in the next video.